Hello everybody, this is Sen Isef, and well, we are going to start a new Civ 5 series here, and this time we are going to play as Gandhi, the peaceful guy with atomic bombs. Um, so, um, Today's game, or rather, this first episode will be some sort of introduction, I guess, because I want to reroll at least a few times to make sure that we get maybe a mining luxury or a little bit more production. Uh, that seems to be only the Netherlands and India they have grassland bias, and uh, it doesn't mean that you automatically get bad production, but for some reason I think that I frequently end up in trouble when I go with Gandhi or William, just because of this, especially on land masses like Pangaea. And we are going to play on Pangaea again. I want Gandhi to have access to all AIs. Standard size, standard pace, DT difficulty, and everything here on standard. Also resources and rainfall and everything. Quick combat, quick movement. And before we start, all AIs are randomized also. And before we start though, let's talk a little bit about India. And their unique ability is that unhappiness from number of cities is doubled. So every time you settle a city, instead of having to take a -3 happiness hit, you actually have to take a -6 happiness hit. But unhappiness from number of cities or citizens is halved. And this means that you only need to grow your city to pop 6 for these two to even out. And after that, you actually will be half an happiness point better off with India than with any other civ in the game. And I think that many people mistake this for being a fairly weak unique ability. In my book, this is actually a very strong one, and I think it is definitely so that India is one of the most underrated civs in Civ 5. Well, of course, it's not only that you have to be able to also see to it that you actually grow, and it lends itself to a more a start which is more like tradition style start. So you are kind of boxed in. That is perhaps what I mean. You can go liberty with India also, and it can be fantastic, but it requires more happiness. It requires more skill, and you really need to take care of it. But to go India and make like a 4 or 5 city tradition, it's probably very straightforward. It's easy. It's easier than with most other civs. So it's you need the happiness in the beginning, of course, when you settle the cities, and that is what is perceived as being fairly unjust or fairly complicated, and it is in a way. You need workers in early. You may have to sorry about that. You may have to postpone settling new cities a little bit and so on. So it's not uncomplicated, but when you get it rolling, I think this is very very nice indeed. All right, then they have a war elephant, which is a ranged unit. It is a chariot archer replacement, and it's stronger, especially in defense. Actually, it's much stronger. I think 9 instead of 6, and a little bit stronger also on the offense, 11 instead of 10. It's a good unit, and if you can make use of it very early, sure, help yourself to it. It is a good unit, but of course, especially on standard speed, it comes so early, and the window of using it is very, very short. So it's quite unlikely that you will have the firepower. I mean, you need to produce like what, 4 of these to be able to take a city at least. So it's so and so. Then they have a unique building, the Mughal Fort. The Mughal Fort is a castle replacement, and it gives you culture, and also after flight it gives you tourism also. This is perhaps one of those unique buildings that I don't find very useful, though. It uh, it is not in all cities that you like to build castles anyway, and having to build those for only a couple, well, I think it's two culture per turn or something like that. It's very questionable, but good unique ability, fairly nice unique unit, and a fairly weak unique building. All in all, very interesting Civ. Let's get started, and don't be shocked if I reroll a few times.
Greetings.